Once upon a time, there was a man who coincidentally loved a woman, and together they decided that they should make a family and have a lot of babies. Oh boy, things are getting exciting here. Join me for a beautiful love story of tiny proportions, the most unique you have ever watched, and learn today the first part on how to reproduce la reproduction of the regal jumping spider, Phidippus regius. Have you found out just how fantastic and wonderful these tiny little invertebrates are? Have they helped you overcome your fear of spiders, perhaps even arachnophobia? Well, you're in for a treat. Maybe you've gotten to the point where you really love keeping these animals, and you have a male and a female, and you want to learn how to make more. Well, in today's video, you are observing part 1 of a series I'm putting out on how to breed and raise regal jumping spiders. Frankly speaking, this translates or is applicable for the Phidippus audax as well, maybe even some other more obscure species, but the focus for this video series will be the Phidippus regius, regal jumping spider. But before I do that, I want to quickly introduce myself. My name is Dion. I make videos about specialty pets such as reptiles, amphibians, and different kinds of cool invertebrates. So if that is something you are interested in learning about, definitely consider subscribing down below and dinging that little notification bell afterwards so you don't miss any of my future uploads. I usually do my best to post 1 to 2 videos a week, as well as several YouTube shorts. Thanks. Now, whoa, slow down. Before you even consider breeding jumping spiders, there are a few factors that we need to discuss. Very important ones, I might add. First of all, what is the purpose of this? Obviously, there is a very special, there's a very special feeling that comes with reproducing animals. You get to sort of experience this surreal feeling of watching the animals that you love and care for procreate, and then you have this second generation that you can love tenderly and care for. However, you also have to be responsible about this desire. Regal jumping spiders are very prolific animals. Sometimes you can get 3 or more sacs out of 1 breeding attempt. So you need to be ready. First question to ask yourself, are you capable of giving the time necessary to literally take care of dozens, if not potentially hundreds, of baby jumping spiders? Let me tell you, as someone who has produced 2 generations of captive bred regal jumping spiders, this can get to be a lot of work. If you're as meticulous as I am about their care, it can sometimes take hours to go through feeding and watering each of them. Second point, and very important, do you have potential homes? Not even potential, do you have homes for all these little arachnids to go to? I can probably safely assume that as much as you want to keep every single one of those adorable little spoods, you're not gonna be able to. You just can't house hundreds of jumping spiders, and that's all it takes. That 1 breeding could get you there. So, are you capable of offloading, finding competent, knowledgeable, loving homes for all those spiders? And this is a topic we need to discuss whether it comes to breeding reptiles, amphibians, anything. It's not just for arachnids or invertebrates, but the truth of the matter is arachnids are very prolific, and we really have to consider this here. So, are you gonna be able to find them homes? Is there maybe a reseller, a breeder that might consider purchasing them wholesale off of you? Would you consider maybe lining that up and setting that up ahead of time so you're not overwhelmed with so many spiders and potentially compromising their care? These are important factors. Now, third factor, do you have the financial resources to support these animals? Lots of mouths to feed equals lots of need for food, which equals financial obligations. Are you going to be able to purchase lots and lots of pinhead crickets, produce or purchase fruit fly cultures? Are you going to be able to purchase and produce housing needed for separating each of those little slings up into takeout deli cups or 32-ounce delis, etc.? All things you have to consider. There is some financial obligation that comes with keeping and raising these animals. And that's kind of it. So we have first the time obligation? Are you able to allocate hours of your week to water and feed and clean all of those babies? Do you have a suitable home lined up for all of them to go to? Or can you come up with that, and are you able to take care of them in the meantime? And third, the financial obligation for raising them. Cool, you've checked all the boxes, you're ready to rock and roll? Let's talk about the first step on how to breed and produce regal jumping spiders. Assuming now that you have a mature male and a mature female regal jumping spider, we can go ahead and first figure out how to identify that that's the case, and then I will show you now how to breed them. So that'll be the focus of this video. We're going to introduce a male and female jumping spider to each other, and we're gonna have them breed. So I hope you're excited about this. Been really meaning to put something like this together. All right, come have a look at my jumping spiders. Okay everybody, so we have 3 jumping spiders here. You've likely seen them in my most recent update. Videos up here if you wanna see. So these are 2 males, and then here we have the currently still unnamed female. I want to also tell you guys, thank you so much for your name suggestions for my female I introduced in the video up above. And as I said before, we're going to do one more poll. So when you're done this video, go to my YouTube community page and vote. Because as you'll see, I've listed a poll with the top name suggestions that I liked and that you all voted for the most, and we'll narrow it down to 1. So let's go ahead and do that and give this girl a name for the remainder of the series episodes. The males, I'm gonna show you how to distinguish them like this. He has a face on his abdomen. Hey buddy, how you doing? Oh, this is a good angle. You can actually see the bulbous pedipalps. So yeah, if you look carefully, you can see that he has these bulbous pedipalps there, and the legs also have this sort of padding. The setae, or the hairs, kind of create this padding. So the emboli are the sexual organs on the pedipalps there. I'll point them out with little arrows that store the male sperm. So male spiders will create a specialized web called a sperm web, where they'll deposit their sperm, and then using the emboli, which are those little sexual organs, if you will, they'll load them up and store and carry the sperm. And then when they're ready, they'll start looking for a female. So this is how we can tell that this is a adult male. Also, the Phidippus regius and audax males look very similar. So for all the regius males, they turn this black coloration by the time they mature, and they have the green chelicerae. Black with some white markings, but ultimately black spider like this. There may sometimes be a few females out there that look similar or that have similar colored chelicerae, but only the males will end up looking like this as an adult. Now when it comes to female jumping spiders, you have a lot of phenotypic variation, which means color-wise, you have a lot of different varieties. So this little girl here is a more orange spider. But again, if you look, she actually has bluish green chelicerae. Sometimes they're pink, sometimes they're purple. There's a lot of variability. The females can look quite different. A lot of them do exhibit those nice little eyelashes though on the side. You can see them. So once we've determined that we have both an adult male and an adult female jumping spider, I usually then suggest that both animals be well fed before attempting any breeding. Now in my experience, I've never had a female jumping spider cannibalize a male, and certainly not vice versa. But I do think it just helps as a precaution to ensure that she has a nice sized abdomen, has eaten a good meal, to prevent any potential interest in consuming the male. So let's go ahead and do that now. Again, we're not really concerned about the male, but in this case, the female, although she has a nice sized abdomen because she ate a silkworm recently, we're gonna go ahead and give her a small cricket. See if she's interested. I assume she will be. Oh yeah, here she comes. Here you go, girl. Come on over. And then we'll let her eat that, and when she's all done, we will introduce the 2 spiders, and you'll see how they mate. Oh, there we go. Here you go, girl. There you go. There goes the happy little spider. We'll give her a few hours to finish food, and then we'll try introducing her to one of my adult males. For today's question of the day, I'd like to ask you all, what are some other factors you think that someone should consider before reproducing pets? I gave you a few that I think are really important in the context of reproducing regal jumping spiders, and again, they're applicable to a lot of other species, if not most. But I'm curious to know if you can come up with a few helpful suggestions for our community to read down below and think about carefully before doing this. Let me know in the comment section down below. As always, I'll give your comment a heart. We can engage in a little bit of a conversation. Thanks so much for your consideration, and thank you for being a part of this wonderful community. I'm so appreciative of each and every one of you, and I think we have something really special here. Awesome. All right, everybody. Looks like she's finished. It's been a few hours. Her meal is done. As you can see, she is no longer holding that cricket, but clearly she is plump, stuffed. Actually, there's the bolus. It's what we call the leftover food from spider meal. It's called the bolus. But yeah, now we can go ahead and introduce the male. In my experience, it really doesn't take long for him to show interest. There we go. So this is actually not the same one we were looking at before. This is the second male I have. We'll go ahead and see. Hey, buddy. He's observant. See if these two will get along. So friends, fortunately, jumping spiders are really not very hard to breed, in my honest opinion. This is no Chromatopelma cyanopubescent situation for those of you that are well versed with tarantula breeding. All right, buddy. I want to see if we can coax the female to come towards the male here. Hey, cutie. She's like, she is plump. So usually the first thing you're going to see is that male, once he's receptive, is going to start waving his arms around, and he'll probably make his way over to the female. So let's see if any of that's going to happen. So the male is going to start doing a little bit of this drumming. He's eager. He knows she's around. All right, here we go, here we go. Watch closely now. So he's gonna get on top of her back, assuming she lets him, which is a little hit and miss here. He'll try to crawl over on top of her back, and then he's gonna wrap around her sideways. There we go. And then he'll inseminate her with those emboli on the bulbous pedipalps. There we go. So if you watch carefully, he's going to climb over her sideways, and then those little drum solo hands are going to try and flip her sideways so that he can stick the emboli into her spermathecae, or spermatica, some people pronounce it like that, to properly inseminate her. So you can see that he's turning her sideways like that. If you look carefully, he's actually fertilizing her. So you see that little pump there? See? The emboli is actually pumping sperm into her spermathecae. Yeah, you can see the pumping. And this is the same with the tarantulas. It looks very similar. So he's just going to keep going like that. So he's just going to keep doing that a few times, or as long as she'll let him. Looks like he's already done and he wants more, but she doesn't. At least that's sort of the impression I'm getting. Come on, buddy. She's like, Dad, please help me. This guy is going crazy. So yeah, there'll be a few attempts, as you can see. Again, he's gonna go around. Try to get some better lighting this time for you guys, so you can see exactly. Again, he's got to turn her. Okay, is he going this way or that way? So he drums a little bit on her body. And then there we go. So he's going to try and lift her. Just like that. And there you can see. See the other emboli. So now he's actually using the left emboli. If I'm not mistaken, he was using the right one before, so he's loading the second pedipalp's sperm into the female spermatheca. And the spermatheca is sort of like an organ that stores the sperm. So it's like a flap, if you will. And the sperm is stored there, and the female uses it to fertilize her eggs at each time she produces an egg sac. So pretty straightforward, right? Not overly complicated, honestly. And you can kind of see it here from the female side. She's just waiting there patiently with her abdomen turned sideways while the male's doing what needs to be done. Now, each mating ritual can last a few minutes. In fact, the one that I've recorded here took about 10, so keep that in mind. You want to supervise the animals, and once they're done doing their business, you can separate them safely. But do give them the opportunity to try and go at it at least 2 to 3 times, if need be, to ensure a successful fertilization. Go back home. I'm going to take the lid, put it back. Alright friends, so that's the first step. Our female is now hopefully fertilized and gravid. This little male did a great job. Let's give him a reward. Maybe we'll offer him something to eat. Good boy. Well done, little man. There we go. Well, everybody, there you have it. I sincerely hope you enjoyed watching part 1 of how to keep and breed jumping spiders. I think we did a really great job so far. Everything went smooth and as planned. Now we wait patiently for her to produce the egg sac, and I will release part 2. How to care for the mother. Should you feed her while she has an egg sac? All the questions you might have will be answered, and that part will also cover the egg sac's full incubation term to hatch, and will end right before we start the rehousing of the offspring. Part 3 again will be on rehousing the offspring from the mother and how to raise them to juvenile or adult sizes before rehoming and selling. So I hope you enjoy. Let me know what you think about the series, and if you have any questions, do drop them also down below in the comment section. All right, everyone, have a wonderful day. If you want to see more videos pertaining to keeping jumping spiders, check out the playlist up above. Bye, guys.